All right, Dan, here we are. Friday
Here we
Night
are.
Blitz,
All
another
right.
week. What do you
Yep.
think? Are you ready for this?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready. My head's on a swivel. So I've got several games up and active with great strong video feeds. So all's good right now.
Are you serious or just give me a hard time about
No,
your strong video feeds?
no, everything's going pretty smoothly right at the moment. I'm sure I'm about to jinx it, but so far so good.
All right, good, good. So, tell me about some of the games you're watching, Dan. Where are we, and what are some of the scores you got right now?
Yeah, Joe. The early game, so 6:30 start at Loyola. So they're in the fourth quarter. They're late in the fourth quarter. Loyola has a 28-21 lead. The game was kind of back and forth to start. I think it was 14-14. Loyola went up 21-14, then 28-14. Brother Rice has scored in the fourth in the last 5 minutes to make it 28-14. And it looks like Loyola is trying to run down the clock. So 28-14 Loyola late in the fourth quarter.
All right. What else? Hey, no, I'll go with one, Dan,
All right.
and we've actually got one that's finished, and that is the Marmion De La Salle game. So Marmion wins that game 35 to nothing, Dan. They scored 35 points in the first half. Um, Not sure exactly what happened in the second half, but let's just say that Marmion wins this game 35 to nothing.
Okay, yeah, that's De La Salle's just having a tough time. So Joe, I'll go back and with another one here, kind of one that's really interesting. Saint Rita is up 17 to nothing over Saint Francis. So that is in the third quarter with about 4 minutes left. Saint Rita is punting the ball back to Saint Francis. So the good punt going to be downed inside the 5 yard line. So that like I said is in the fourth or third quarter. 4 minutes left with Saint Rita up 17 to nothing.
So are you surprised at all, Dan, with that game and no score for St. Francis at this
Very,
point?
yeah,
Yeah, me
very. But
too.
I know Saint Rita, is one of the stingier defenses in the Catholic League. That's bearing itself out week after week. There's a couple of these offenses that are kind of rising to the top, and you can say the same for defense. And Saint Rita is one of those. They are nasty for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got an update here on the Nazareth versus IC game, Dan. This is in the third quarter. We've got Nazareth up right now, 21 nothing over IC. Nazareth Logan Malachek is having a good game again. The quarterback for Nazareth. Um, IC's defense has been making Nazareth drive the ball. I think, which is a little bit different than some of the other games that Naz has had, but have been able to keep them out of the end zone, Dan. And it looks like Naz third quarter. There's about 9 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Naz up 21 to nothing.
All right. Well, Joe, as we speak, first play from inside the 5 yard line. St. Francis, 97-yard touchdown pass. Bomb
Woo!
over the middle. Yep, go route. Caught at the 50 and yeah, so Brady Palmer with a 97-yard pass or 98 yards. It was really it was the whole field. So they pending the extra point, that
Pending
game
the
will move
extra
to
point.
17 to 7.
Right. All right, good. So let's see. Why don't we go to a game that everybody's interested in? That is St. Ignatius and Mount Carmel. So I don't know if this any surprise to you at all, Dan, or not. But St. Ignatius right now up 24-21 over
Oh
Mount
yeah,
Carmel
I
in the
would
third
say.
quarter.
Yep.
Ignatius driving again here. They're inside the Mount Carmel 20-yard line and moving the ball. So Ignatius is giving Mount Carmel a game for sure.
Yeah, that's so Ignatius is up in that and driving.
Ignatius is up. Yep. 20. What did I say? 24-17? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, Joe. Another one that maybe a bit of a surprise. We thought there'd be more points, but Bennett at halftime holds a 23-0 lead over St. Viator. So
Wow.
that's a surprise. I know we both picked St. Viator, so got some phone calls over that and some messages, as you might expect.
And
But
lost friendships, Dan?
lost friendships. Yep, no one's taking my call. My texts are blocked. But yeah, so Bennett is up 23-0. They've had a big game by Ryan Kabaki and Luke Doyle. Marty Radgowski, the normal cast of characters at Bennett, doing a really, really nice job. Defense is playing really well, really frustrating St. Viator and Cooper Komet. They've done a good job of kind of, I'll say, penning him in. And so they have a lead, and that is at the half, 23-0 Bennett.
Yeah, and we haven't talked much about Bennett's defense this year, Dan. We've been talking about their offense as well as Viator's offense, and neither of the teams have we talked about their defenses all that much. But I think we might have said in our previous episode, in our previews and predictions, our prognosticus episode, that this might come down to defense. So maybe defense is, or maybe Bennett's got the upper hand there.
Yeah, could be, Joe. And speaking of defense, we've got a defensive battle going on at Providence between Notre Dame and Providence right now. Providence is up 7-0. Those teams have really been tough defensively the whole game. Just everything has been difficult to come by. Notre Dame currently has the ball at the Providence 40, first down with 11:50 left in the fourth quarter. So that one just went into the fourth quarter with Notre Dame driving a little bit here.
Did we see that coming or what, Dan?
Yeah, we knew that was going to be going to be this type of game.
For sure.
Yeah. Joe, I've got a couple more. Do you have more scores? Okay,
I do, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Excuse me. So another one that is in the third quarter, we've got Fenwick with a 14-7 lead at home against Montini. So this also been a hard hitting game. Some big plays, interception early for Montini that took it down to the 1. That's how they got their score. Fenwick has come back to tie it and then take the lead. So that is in with 1 minute and 56 seconds left in the third quarter. We've got a Fenwick 14-7 lead.
Fenwick 14-7. Okay. And I've got a Joliet Catholic Marist score, Dan, if you want to hear that one. That is in the third quarter. We've got just over 2.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Marist marching the ball again here down inside the Joliet Catholic 20-yard line. Marist currently leading 14-7 over Joliet Catholic in the third quarter.
Okay. And Joe, the last game I'm watching here is Marian Catholic versus Leo. So that is a 26-3 Marian Catholic lead. That is I think that's the third quarter. 8 minutes and 37 seconds left. Marian Catholic's coming out to start a drive at their own 5-yard line. Leo has been scrappy, able to move the ball. I talked about some of those teams that go 20-20 really well. That's kind of been Leo tonight.
Right.
They've had some big plays, a big interception that led to a score for them in the first half. But right now, Marian Catholic's in control, 26-6.
26-6. Okay.
Yeah. And Leo, I'm sorry, I said Marian Catholic had the ball. Leo had the ball at Marian Catholic's 5. They just went in to score. So quarterback keeper. So that makes it 26-12. Extra points have not been a sure thing here in some of these games I've been watching. So we'll watch that, but that makes it 26-12. That's still a ball game.
Okay. All right. Good. And let's see. Oh, I do have one more game, but I don't have a score on it, Dan. I apologize to our listeners for this, but we're unable to get the broadcast for Carmel and St. Lawrence. The last update I had on that game was 0-0 in the first quarter. So unfortunately, I have no idea what's going on.
Dang, that's a good one. We need some correspondents out there.
Come on, somebody check in. Somebody check in with us, please.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So extra point is no good. Leo went for 2, so they did not get that. So that remains a 26-12 game. St. Rita takes the kickoff. Great return out to their own 45. So they'll start a drive with 3:57 left in the third quarter, leading 17-7 at St. Francis.
All right. And looks like Mount Carmel is driving here, Dan. I think the last update I gave was that Ignatius had moved the ball inside the 20-yard line of Mount Carmel, but they threw an interception. Now Mount Carmel has the ball. They're moving it. They're out across midfield right now. Jack Elliott, and I think I told you before we actually went live here, Dan, that Jack Elliott, he really carries his team on the offensive side of the ball for sure.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, he's just shown up
player.
week after week, and proven himself to be an outstanding, and just what he is, a Division I, going to be in the SEC, quarterback. So he is really good.
Yeah, he committed to where? Vanderbilt?
Vanderbilt, yes.
Yeah. Well, they're getting a good one. And
yeah, they are.
Yeah. Like we said, I'd love to see some of our local college teams maybe take a shot at them.
Yeah. My hat's on backward, but if you were to see it, you would see it's a Northwestern hat. They had a great performance from a Catholic League quarterback last week, and Jack Lausch getting his first start. So shout out to Brother Rice there for Jack Lausch's first start, a victory against Eastern Illinois. So they have done well with a Catholic League quarterback. So we'll see if they can. This guy's a good one though. Jack Elliott is a good one.
He is, and I mean, just everything you want in a quarterback. He just threw an interception. Sorry about that. Ignatius is everything you want in a quarterback except interceptions.
Right.
No, he doesn't throw many. This is just actually, he threw it right to him.
Joe, the Montini Broncos just kicked a field goal from about the 25-yard line to make it 14-10 as the third quarter came to a close. So that's a good one that we can watch late in the game. Quick update: Brother Rice is driving, so they are at 2nd and 6 at the Loyola 33-yard line. So again, that's late in the fourth quarter. I don't have a clock on this broadcast, so I don't know what time it is. Doesn't seem like anyone's moving too fast. So
okay.
So that one we have to watch.
Yeah, and as we were talking there, Dan, Marist scores again. They go up 17-7 over Joliet Catholic. Third quarter is winding down here. Less than 30 seconds to go in Q3. So Marist up 17-7 over Joliet Catholic. Marist looks good to me, Dan. Their offense does just enough. They move the ball, they score touchdowns, and their defense is top notch, as we talked about in some previous episodes. But they're holding Joliet Catholic in check here, which is not an easy feat.
No, it's not. And I've kind of started to feel like Marist may have the best defense in the Catholic League. Joe, couple scores here. Looks like St. Rita has gone in to score on St. Francis. Trying to see here, rewind a little bit. A screen pass that went for a touchdown, about 33 yards. So maybe they called it back. Oh no, they didn't. So they're lining up for the extra point, and it looks like Providence just went in to score to make it 13-0 in the fourth quarter. 8:34 left in that game.
All right. Well, if I were Providence, I'd want to make sure I'd score as many points as I could, Dan, considering how they've lost their last couple games. So if they can get out to any kind of 2-score lead, that's really good for Providence.
Joe, remember when I said that it didn't seem like Brother Rice was in a hurry against Loyola? That game has just ended. So we've got a final. We've got our second final. It looks like 28-21 Loyola over Brother Rice.
All right. So we talked about this, Dan. So Brother Rice goes 1-3 now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that is really tough in this league. They're a good football team. CJ
they are.
Gray's played really well tonight. Loyola had a really nice first half. Ryan Fitzgerald was outstanding. So him back definitely made a difference. Kind of added a pep in the whole team's step. I think for this game. So
Yeah.
Loyola looked really good, but Brother Rice is a really good football team. Probably pretty safe to say one of the better, if not the best, 1-3 teams in Illinois.
Gotta be, right? So 1-3, 4 games. They've got what? They've got 5 games left. Um, if you're
Yeah,
gonna go by the old rules, they've got to win 4 or 5 to get to their
right.
5 wins and make sure they get in the playoffs. That's tough in the Chicago Catholic League for sure
Yeah, it
with their
is.
schedule.
Joe,
Uh,
we had a correspondent check in not with a score, but with a link to and a score. So 14-7, St. Lawrence is up right now, and it looks like maybe that game can be viewed at Max Preps.
Max Preps.
Yeah,
That's a new one.
might be a feed through someone else.
It might be score updates, right? Well, I will go there.
Yeah, we can take a look. So Bennett and St. Viator are just starting the second half. Bennett's got the ball at their own 20-yard line. So that game is just getting going in the second half.
All right, and it looks like St. Ignatius may have no. I don't know what happened here. I think they tried a field goal, Dan, and initially they said it was good. Now they're saying it's not good. So
Uh-oh.
they're still conversing here,
Oh
the
boy.
officials. But it's still St. Ignatius 24-21 over Mount Carmel. Third quarter, 11 minutes to go. Let's see what the officials have to say here. Oh, it's weird. Anyways,
Yeah, high school
24-21.
officiating. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So real quick recap from my games. Right now we've got Providence up 14-0, fourth quarter, 8:24 left. Fenwick over Montini, 14-10, 11-12 left in the fourth quarter. Loyola was victorious over Brother Rice, 28-21. St. Rita leads St. Francis 24-7 with 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Bennett is up 23-0 with 11-11 left in the third quarter. And Marian Catholic is up 26-12 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
Okay. Yeah, and Naz just scores again here, Dan, against IC. Naz goes up 28-0 over IC in the third quarter. About 4 minutes left. We talked earlier about Marmion wins over De La Salle 35-0. We've got a Mount Carmel Ignatius score of 24-21. Ignatius over Mount Carmel right now. DePaul Prep 34-0 over St. Pat's.
Ooh, that's kind of a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scores surprises me.
It does me too. And I think DePaul Prep's offense, they've got some players for sure. Juju Rodriguez, their quarterback, looks like he's having an excellent game. And it shows here with the score, but their defense has stepped up as well. So 34-0. And while I'm telling you that, Dan, Mount Carmel just scores again here.
Jeez, unbelievable.
So pending the extra point, it's 27-24 right now. Mount Carmel in the third quarter. Some good
That's
games,
going to be
Dan.
one to watch. Yeah, that's going to sounds like it's going to come right down to the wire.
Yeah, Marist kicks a field goal. They go up 17-7 over Joliet Catholic. Let's see, and this is they're in the fourth quarter with about 9 minutes left to go in that game. So looks like Marist has got this in hand. Like I said, they're playing excellent defense as we expected. Yeah, and up 17-7 over Joliet Catholic. Looks like
Okay.
Mount Carmel's going for 2, and they get the 2-point conversion. So let's see, what is that? 24-17. They go up 29-24 over Ignatius in the third quarter, Dan.
Okay. All right. So after Bennett goes 3 and out, kicks the ball back to St. Viator, who's driving. They're on the Bennett 20 already. So they're just entering the red zone here. See if they can make anything happen.
All right, good. Yeah, we've got some really good games as we expected, Dan. I don't know, anything unexpected for you right now? Any kind of surprises?
I think a couple of the scores maybe. Well, St. Rita up 24-7 over St. Francis at St. Francis. That's a surprise. I don't know if there's a letdown for St. Francis. I wouldn't think so.
Right.
Coming into this game, St. Rita, like I mentioned, they play really good defense. St. Francis looks to be going hurry up a little bit, even though we're in the third quarter's just ending now. So they've got some ground to make up. So they're gonna try and play fast, I think, so they can try and stay in this game.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know who they're any indication as to who on St. Francis as far as their offense is concerned? Obviously the quarterback Brady Palmer, but anybody else they're trying to get involved in the game here, Dan? Does it look like more running, passing attack?
Yeah, it does look like they've opened up the passing game a little bit here, and he's scrambling. He's got some great wheels, Joe. He can run. He's one of these guys in the league that's a true. He's a dual threat, and so he's dangerous. So it is interesting to see here, how they're going to attack this fourth quarter. So yeah, they've been trying to throw the ball. Joe, and just a quick update: St. Viator on a reverse goes into score against Bennett. So they make that a 23-6 game. See if how the extra point goes. So that'll be that looks like St. Viator's trying to come back in that one. That is 9:55 left in the third quarter.
Okay, yeah, and let me give you an update on the Mount Carmel St. Ignatius game, Dan. It's 31-24, Mount Carmel over St. Ignatius, fourth quarter, 10:30 left to go in the game. So St. Ignatius down by a touchdown here. But, if we're talking about, I don't know if this would necessarily be a surprise, but, I didn't know, it was interesting to see how this game was going to go as far as if it was going to be close or not, or a real battle. And I like the way Ignatius has showed up, and they're giving Mount Carmel a real battle here in this game.
Yeah, what's important about that score, Joe, is that's where St. Ignatius wants to be, within one score, right? They really want to stay within that one score game, so they can run their offense. Excuse me, normal, and stay in the game that way. So, Joe, a quick update: St. Viator went for 2. Failed on the 2-point conversion. They were trying to make it a 2-score game. Instead, it's 23-6 Bennett with 9:53 left in the third. Looks like Leo has the ball, 4th and short on the Marian Catholic 37-yard line. So timeout on the field here with 4:13 left in the third quarter.
Yeah, and did I say earlier, Dan, when I was giving score updates, Marmion wins over De La Salle 35-0. Just for those of you who might be just joining us, we've got a couple of finals. We've got that one, Marmion 35-0 over De La Salle. Dan, we had a Loyola Brother Rice final. What's that one?
That was 28-21. Loyola victorious over Brother Rice. So that game started at 6:30, but the second game under the lights at Loyola. So they get their first win at this time. So I'm sure they're very happy about that. Joe Fenwick throws an interception to Montini. Montini will take over at their own. Looks like about their 25-yard line. 1st and 10 with 7:52, down 14-10 left in the game.
Dan, and as we're talking here, Jack Elliott takes a snap from the shotgun and runs 65 yards for another Mount Carmel touchdown. So they go up 36-24, pending the extra point. Yeah, again he's a really good football player.
Yeah, he can beat
Jack
you several
Elliott.
ways.
Yeah, he can.
Joe,
He's
how
got
much time's
3
left in that
slugs.
game?
That game has got about 9 minutes left. No, 8:34 left to go in that game, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going for the extra point right now. Let's see here. It is up. Blunk.
Doink? No, we don't want any no doinks here.
Yeah, you would think the kickers in high school would be a little more powerful than they seem to be, but anyways,
that's hit or miss year by year. There's some schools that develop good kickers. Yeah.
So 38-24, Mount Carmel over St. Ignatius. 8 minutes to go in that game, Dan.
All right, quick update here, Joe. Long run by Montini. From there, that looked like it was 2nd and 19. They go about 35 yards to get it out to right around the 40-yard line, about 30 yards out to the 40-yard line, their own 40. So they're driving. Again, about 7 minutes left in that game. And again, Providence is up 14-0 with the football and 4 minutes left to go. So they have 1st and 10 at their own 45.
All right, my Providence friends will be happy, Dan. 2 scores with only 4 minutes to go. That's a good thing for Providence. And let's see, Joliet Catholic scores a touchdown here.
Oh, keeping it close.
17-14. 6:38 left to go in the fourth quarter. Marist up right now over Joliet Catholic, 17-14. Marist has the ball. They are marching, Dan. Well, I shouldn't say they're marching, but they're inside the 40-yard line of Joliet Catholic right now.
Okay. Right.
Naz gave that update to 28-0 over IC in the third quarter. Who else we got? We've got DePaul Prep. They scored again, Dan. They're up 41-0.
Wow, they're taking it to them.
Over St. Pat's. Looks like about 5 minutes left to go in that game. Dan, it looks like it might be an early night for us.
Yeah, you're right.
These games are going quick tonight for some reason. Oh, yeah. Ignatius has the ball right now at about their own 28-yard line. Boy, beautiful pass there by Jack Wanzung, but it was dropped right along the sideline. And they're 2nd and 10, again, trailing 37-24 against Mount Carmel with 8 minutes left to go in the game. Right. Nothing on Carmel, Dan. I've looked all over.
The Max Preps feed didn't work.
Can't find anything. I'll keep looking. I'll keep efforting, as they say.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Joe, kind of keeping an eye on this Montini game. It's going to be third and medium from the 50-yard line. It should be from about the 50. So that's down to 6 minutes left. So getting down to the wire here with Montini. Bennett had a long conversion on 3rd down. They currently have 1st and 10 at the St. Viator 15.
Really? Boy, Bennett, Dan, we talked about that game, and, you and I both maybe were on the wrong side of the prediction for that game, but I like to see what Bennett's doing, especially on the offensive side of the ball. And, hopefully they can keep it up here and score a couple more points before the end of the game against Viator.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We know Viator's got a really St. Viator took over, so I'm not sure if there was a fumble or what happens, but they have the ball. They have the ball with 7:45 left in the third quarter at their own 28-yard line.
Their own 28, you said?
Their own 28, yep.
Yeah.
And Joe, real quick, so St. Francis had to punt the ball back to St. Rita. So St. Rita has the ball. It's 3rd and 15, now 4th down with 8 minutes and 30 seconds left in that game. So St. Francis has got to hurry up and do something if they're gonna make this a football game.
Yeah. So St. Francis, what was the record now, Dan? I forget.
They're 3-0, right?
They were 3-0, I believe, and they really they shot up the rankings board.
You're right.
Last week, but doesn't look like their offense was able to get on track tonight, at least so far, anyways.
Yeah, there's some tough defenses out here. Couple that we've mentioned before, but that look really good tonight. Both Fenwick's defense and Providence's defense, and Notre Dame's defense for that matter. All three are playing really well. The Providence Notre Dame game is it's really a grind. It is, and then the Fenwick Montini game. Those two teams. That's my hitting game of the week. They are really smacking each other.
Yeah, Mount Carmel's got the ball again here, Dan, in the fourth quarter against St. Ignatius. They're marching again inside the Ignatius 20-yard line. Mount Carmel is up 38-24. 7 minutes left to go in this game. See what Jack Elliott does here now. If they put another score on the board here now, Dan, pretty much put this game away. If they can come up with another 7 points, and it looks like they're going to. There's a touchdown for Mount Carmel. They run it in from about the 20-yard line. So they go up 44-0, or 44-24, pending the extra point here again. But, Mount Carmel, true to form. This game started out close. It was a back-and-forth battle. Ignatius was up at the end of the first quarter as well as the end of the half. But Mount Carmel is kind of taking control here, Dan, in the second half. Looks like they're going to go up 45-24.
All right, Joe, and we are close to a final here at Providence. Looks like Providence is going to hold on to win, 14-0. They're taking the knee, so that game will go final here in just 20 seconds. So Providence gets a much needed victory against Notre Dame, hard fought victory.
Yeah, and looks like Naz kicked a field goal, Dan, and Nazareth goes up 31-0 over IC.
Wow,
which is a bit of a surprise. There's still a lot of time to go in the game. They're in the fourth quarter with almost 12 minutes to go, but Naz seems to have this one in hand for sure.
All right, Joe. Correspondent checking in from the watching the Carmel game. It is tied 14-14 with 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
So it looks like maybe Huddle might be another one to try.
Another one to check. All right. Hold on. Can you hold down the fort while I go and check?
Fenwick just had the ball third and 6 with 3 minutes left. They converted. Jamin Williams scrambles for a first down. Actually, a designed quarterback draw. So they have the ball with new set of downs. Montini has 2 timeouts, but it's getting late there. So that's going to be one to watch, as that is 14-10 Fenwick with 2.5 minutes left.
All right. 14-10 Fenwick. Yeah. This would be a tough loss for, be a tough loss for both of those teams, Dan. But we've talked about how, how deep the Chicago Catholic League is and the talent, how much talent there is, and, the closeness of some of the scores as well as the results of some of the games and the scores probably shouldn't be a surprise to us anymore at this point. Dan.
Yeah, no, it really shouldn't. It is it's a great league for a reason. It's highly competitive. We go back to the interviews with the coaches, and just every one of them said how challenging the league was. So.
All right, I'm trying to see here if I can get the Carmel.
Joe, looks like St. Francis goes into score. So I don't know if anyone signaled touchdown. Feed loses it just in that corner of the end zone. It looks like it might be first and goal from the 3. We'll see if their PAT team is coming out. Oh yeah, so they scored. So they made it 24-13. Extra point will make it 24-14. Joe, that game, it still has 6 minutes and 15 seconds left, so plenty of time to make something happen.
We've got another final, Dan. DePaul Prep scores 41 points, and they give up no points against St. Patrick. So DePaul Prep wins 41-0 over St. Pat's tonight, Dan. So DePaul Prep goes to 4-0.
Yeah, that's surprising, the score. I think we both picked DePaul Prep, but that score is a little more lopsided than I had anticipated. So we felt like St. Pat's had done some good things, played some good defense. So that tells you a lot about just how good DePaul Prep is.
Yeah,
they were one of our up and coming teams. So they definitely seem to be like they're on a roll. So they're 4-0 now, right?
They're 4-0 now, and I think I've been able to watch a couple of their games over the past couple of weeks, and they look better and better with every game to me.
Yeah,
they're really starting to come together, really starting to gel. So I don't know what that means for the rest of the Chicago Catholic League and some of their division games, but they're a team to be reckoned with for sure.
Yeah. So Joe, St. Francis misses the extra point. Boy, that hurts. That hurts. Now that forces you to you've got to go for 2 when you score. So they're still 2 scores down, 24-13 in the fourth quarter with 6 minutes and 15 seconds left.
All right. Yeah, I did. I was able to get the Carmel St. Lawrence game, Dan, here, and just as our correspondent said, it's a tie game, 14-14 in the fourth quarter. 6:44 left to go in that game.
All right. Yeah. So we're getting down
some
to
good games.
Yeah, we do. We do. And you're right. It might be an early night. So Mount Marion Catholic has the ball. So that game's moving kind of slow. A lot of stoppages in play there.
That's because the refs, they make them climb up the stairs to the press box.
That is gone.
And that, I know for a fact, that takes at least 20 minutes.
Yes. But at least it's nice.
If you even make it up.
Right.
If you even make it up there. So St. Ignatius trying to, moving the ball again. St. Ignatius has been able to move the ball fairly well tonight against Mount Carmel, running the ball. They're down 45-24, and there's less than 5 minutes to go. So I don't think they'll be able to mount much of a comeback here. But Ignatius has played a pretty good game against Mount Carmel, Dan.
Yeah, that's like we said. So it's Mount Carmel's just so explosive offensively. Really score from anywhere on the field.
Yes.
So it does not surprise me. Joan, as we speak, St. Viator goes into score again.
Uh-oh.
So it will be 23-12. We'll see if they try and go for 2 again, or if they kick the extra point here. So they're making it a game. Bennett on the first half and just touchdown, little 5-yard touchdown pass from Cooper Komet. So to get St. Viator back on the board. So they are going for the extra point. Going for 1 here, so that could be a 23-13 game with still plenty of time. This is also going to be a late game. 5:29 left in the third.
5:29 left in the third. Okay, yeah.
We've got a final, Joe. Fenwick has defeated Montini 14-10. Tough defensive battle that game. Those 2 teams really hit one another. Fenwick holds on to win that game 14-10. So that I think that drops Montini to 2-2, and Fenwick moves to
3-1, right?
3-1. Yeah. So
Yeah.
so this is a tough one. In division game. So Fenwick with a 1-0 record within the division too. So that's important.
Yeah, and what's really important is you got your prediction wrong, Dan.
Yes, I did.
And I got mine right.
Oh, there you go.
How about that?
There you go. Yeah. So
I don't live for this, Dan.
Right.
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I bring it up a lot, but I don't think about it all the time.
Every time I come in the studio, you've been there. You're doing researching. You're always on the air.
Yeah, and I've got little messages up, as far as how we're doing in our predictions, right? Let's see, how are we doing, Dan?
I think I'm struggling again here.
So I picked Fenwick. You picked Montini, right? There. St. Lawrence, that still to be determined. You and I both picked St. Lawrence over Carmel, and that game is tied 14-14 in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes left to go.
That's a good one, Joe.
Yeah, it is a good one. We both picked Marion, right? So we're good to go there.
Well, yeah, it's still, there's plenty of time left. It's 26-12, so it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's see. We both picked Marmion. We're good. Marmion wins tonight 35-0 over De La Salle. You and I both picked St. Viator over Bennett, Dan?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Yes, we did.
Is that what we picked?
That's what we picked. That's what we
so
picked.
Far,
that's why they wouldn't. Up? Yeah, Bennett's up, but St. Viator is making it a game. Kind of, what we expected, I think.
Yeah.
So it really looks like St. Viator's cranked up their defense here in the second half.
Okay.
Bennett's struggling. So it's going to be third down. Ryan Kabaki just called for intentional grounding. So that's going to push Bennett back inside their 20. So we'll see how that goes. This could be a 1-score game by the end of the third quarter. So
okay.
And it's late, Joe. We're getting late here in Wheaton. So St. Francis down 24-13 to St. Rita. Looked like St. Rita had a first down. They're trying to run the clock out in 4-minute offense. They got a long, big penalty. Must have been a personal foul. Takes them all the way back to their 35, which will make it. It looks like it's 1st and 15. So maybe it was after the play, but yeah, there's still some time left for St. Francis, and then we have Leo down 26-12 at Marian Catholic with 7:48 to play.
Okay. Yeah, and let's see. Another game that's in the books is the DePaul Prep game. They won 41-0 over St. Pat's. Dan, you and I both picked DePaul, so we're good there. Providence. Okay. You said the Providence score 14. Was it 14-0?
14-0. Yep.
How much time?
That game is a final.
That's a final. So
yes.
we both picked Providence. So go Celtics.
Yeah, Providence got that one against the Don. So
yeah, so and the Marist Joliet Catholic game still in progress. Marist up 17-14. Joliet Catholic inside the Marist 10-yard line with 15 seconds left to go in the game, Dan.
Ooh, Joe, keep us updated on that one.
All right.
What's the score?
17-14. Marist over Joliet Catholic. Joliet Catholic just spikes the ball. 17 seconds left to go in this game. Let's see what down. It's second down. Second and goal, Dan, from the 7-yard line.
Wow,
for Joliet Catholic. So this is going to come down right down to it. Yeah, so let me set my predictions down so I can watch this.
Yeah. But those aren't that important to you.
No, they're not. You know, it's a big stone tablet that I have them chiseled into.
Right.
Up, timeout, Maris. All right, they're gonna drag this out. Of course they are.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sure. Yeah. Good football.
Yeah, good
Free
football.
football. Yeah.
Naz 31-0 over IC. That game is 8 minutes left to go in the game. That one's over.
Boy, Joe, that surprises me. That's a big score for Naz. Over IC. I expected that to be a closer game. I think we picked Naz, but I had expected that to be closer.
I did too. Not that I didn't think Naz could put up 31 points, right? But I didn't think that IC would be shut out.
Yeah.
Right. I thought
right.
It was
perfectly said. Yeah. That's exactly what I would have thought in this game as well.
Yeah, and they just went up 33-0 here. I didn't catch that. If it had to be a safety, Dan. So Naz 33, IC nothing. Fourth quarter, 8 minutes to go in that game. Another game that's over, Dan, is the Mount Carmel St. Ignatius game. Mount Carmel's going to come out with a big win here against St. Ignatius, 45-24. Mount Carmel will move to 3-1. And I believe St. Ignatius now moves to 2-2, Dan. They put up a good fight against Mount Carmel. Just couldn't quite hang with them. And Mount Carmel wins this game 45-24.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good game. That's like we said, Mount Carmel, pretty explosive. And so while not a huge surprise, it was really tight for a while, but any team is going to have a hard time keeping Mount Carmel down.
Yeah.
Boy, Joe. And so quick update, St. Francis forces St. Rita to punt with 3 minutes and 16 seconds left. It looks like St. Francis drops the punt and St. Rita will get the ball back at the St. Francis 35. So mistake by St. Francis on special teams, and that really cost them.
Yeah.
Same thing here with St. Viator and Bennett. Looks like St. Viator had Ryan Kabaki tackled. Personal foul after the play gave Bennett new life. First down at the St. Viator 40. As much as they're playing. Bennett, they're playing, they have to think about the clock too. So
yeah, and it looks like, Dan, in the Joliet Catholic Marist game, which is Marist 17-14 over Joliet Catholic, only 6 seconds left. I can't tell what is going on in this game. I thought Joliet Catholic scored a touchdown, but then it looked like, of course, there was a penalty. Right. Now it looks like Joliet Catholic is lining up for a field goal, which would tie the game here with 4 seconds left. So Joliet Catholic coming out now, lining up.
I think I picked Joliet Catholic in that game.
Let me look. I think I have that on my stone tablet. Can you hear my paper?
I can hear the chisel. You're changing it. Boy, Joe, you mentioned penalties.
You picked Joliet Catholic. I picked Marist, Dan,
okay.
On this.
All right.
Up, and Joliet Catholic just kicks a field goal to tie it up, 17-17.
As time expires?
As time expires.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we'll have to shift our focus to that game. It looks like, boy, that drop punt by St. Francis just killed them, and now it looks like St. Rita can run out the clock. They're up 2 scores. Yeah, up 2 scores with 2 minutes left to play. Second and short. They're going to get a first down. So that's going to make it really tough for St. Francis. And I was going to say, Joe, that it seems like there are penalty after penalty in some of these games. It's you're seeing a lot of that a lot of that this week. I wonder if there's a meeting between officials. It's like, hey, we've been a little lax, so it's time for some penalties. The stoppages in play are really something this week.
Yeah, they are. Did I give you the final score, Dan, of the DePaul Prep game? 41-0.
41-0. Yes, you
Over
gave the
St. Pat.
final. Yep, that was
Okay.
that was a surprise. Looks like St. Rita just went into score, Joe, with 1 minute and 8 seconds left. So they are up 30-13. It looks like they're gonna come away with the victory. So St. Francis, after a huge win at Loyola, really struggles this week against St. Rita, and we see them lose 30-13 while penning the extra point here.
Okay. And the let's see, the St. Lawrence Carmel game is still tied up, Dan, 14-14. Only a minute 18 to go in that game. So that's coming down to the wire. It looks like St. Lawrence has the ball, but they're inside their own kind of their 15-yard line here. So we'll see what happens in the last minute of this game. But the Marist Joliet Catholic game is going to overtime, 17-17.
All right, boy, that's the one to watch right now, Joe. We've got some close games, but that one we really want to keep an eye on.
Yeah, for sure. I've got it up on one of my various devices here, Dan.
Okay.
Yeah, in Command Central. So,
right. Command Central North.
Command Central North. Yeah.
Yeah. And I covered the South, right?
You cover the South and the West.
Yes.
There are no West teams, are there?
Yeah, I think they would call these, St. Francis and Marmion.
Yeah.
Those guys are pretty far west.
Okay.
Marmion's the furthest west team, right?
It's got to be, right?
Yeah.
Aurora. Yeah.
Joe, it looks like Marion Catholic is in the red zone. They're inside the 5, first and goal, up 26-12 with 4 minutes and 51 seconds left. So they are. Looks like they're one more score would probably ice this game for Marion Catholic over Leo.
Yeah. Could it be snowing at the Carmel St. Lawrence game?
No way. 90 degrees.
It looks like it's the middle of winter there somehow. There's white things flying around in the air. The field is wet. There's people with coats on. It's got to be rain, right?
Yeah, that's got to be. Are you getting rain?
I don't even know. I'm buried in my lower level. I'm in my bunker, Dan, and it doesn't matter what it's doing outside when I'm down here.
Right.
This game, Naz is still up. It was a safety, so Naz up 33-0 over IC with 3.5 minutes left to go in this game. That is over, Dan. Naz is going to move to, let's see, that's 3-1 for Naz, right?
And have they? Has it gone final?
No, but there's only 3 minutes left, and they're up 33-0.
Yeah, that's be pretty sure. So Marion Catholic does go into score here. They'll make it 33-12 over Leo. So that game has 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Joe, quick update. 20 seconds left in the third quarter. It's still 23-13. Bennett over St. Viator. St. Viator has the ball at their own 40. What's our update at Marist JCA?
Marist JCA, let's see. Looks like Marist got the ball first here and just got sacked. Pushed back to their own, 15-yard line. Where do they start? From the 10?
10.
Yeah. Just got sacked on the first play of overtime. Now they're back on about their 14-yard line. So second down. Joliet Catholic scored on their first possession, Dan.
Oh, okay.
They're up 24-17. 17 in overtime. Marist has the ball here.
All right.
I'll keep a close eye on this right
Yeah,
now.
we've gone final in Wheaton, St. Rita 31, St. Francis 13.
Joliet Catholic stuffs them again. Their linebackers, as we mentioned many times, are really tough up the middle. I don't know why you would try and run up the middle against these guys, but
they're big, aren't they?
They're big and
They're
fast.
big.
Yeah, they are.
Got just an outstanding weight program, Joliet Catholic.
Yeah. For how many years has that been? Like 25,
Forever.
30
At
years,
least.
40 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason you get the as many state championships as they have. It's not by accident.
Maris trying to throw the ball. They throw it back. They're going to score, Dan. Oh, nicely designed play. Quarterback rolls out to his right, throws back to his left to the left corner of the end zone. Touchdown in overtime. So now it's 24-23 with Marist trying to convert or going to convert the extra point here. So
okay,
big extra point conversion. Let's see the St. Lawrence Carmel game. St. Lawrence up now 17-14, Dan.
wow,
with only 20 seconds left to go in this game. So St. Lawrence has kicked a field goal to go up over Carmel 20-14 or 17-14.
Well, you've got some really tight games.
Yeah.
You've got some good ones there.
Naz game coming down to the end. 30 seconds left. Naz up 33-0. Count that one final, Dan.
All right. We've got a couple here that are still in doubt. We've got, you've got the Bennett game where they're up 23-13. Now that's moved to the fourth quarter, very early in the fourth quarter. And Marian Catholic is up 33-12 with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. They seem to have that in hand. Earlier, Joe, we had Providence defeat Notre Dame 14-0. So Providence gets the win against Notre Dame. We had Loyola win 28-21 over Brother Rice. So Loyola gets back in the winning track.
All right, and Marist converts the extra point, ties it up 24-24. So now, do they do it again?
Yeah, overtime? They do it again.
From the 10-yard line again?
Yeah, on in? So, yep.
Carmel, this game goes final, Dan. Carmel tries to kick a field goal from, looked like about the 40-yard line. Fell well short. So Carmel falls to St. Lawrence 17-14.
Wow, that's a good game.
Very
low
good
scoring
game.
For some two teams that have had great offensive outputs. I think St. Lawrence has played great defense all year. This is I think the most points they've given up. So this is they've got a really good defense. Definitely one to watch.
Yeah. So Carmel now, what's their record, Dan? Are they 2-2 now?
I was going to ask you that.
I think they're 2-2, which I thought they were going to be a little better than that. But I've got to stop saying that. Because I know what the competition is like in the Chicago Catholic League. So, for me to think one team, unless they've just been lights out against everybody, every game is a toss up. I think. Yeah.
Carmel does fall to 2-2, Joe. Just check the schedule. So they do fall to 2-2. And St. Lawrence remains undefeated. So they are 4-0.
Yeah, good for them, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Coach Nissen has him on a roll.
Yeah, he does. He's done it. He does. He's doing a nice job. So.
All right, I'm watching the overtime for Joliet Catholic and Marist. It's tied 24-24. This is second overtime, Dan. Marist gets the ball first this time. in the overtime, and let's see. They've moved the ball down. It's 4th down. They are on the Joliet Catholic 2-yard line. Dan, see what they can do here. Joliet Catholic will get the ball after this if Marist scores, obviously, but let's see. They are going to go for a touchdown. Quarterback sneak. He gets in, Dan, scores. They go up 30-24. See what they do with the extra point. But Joliet Catholic obviously will get the ball from the 10-yard line.
Wow. Yeah, that's quite a game there.
It is. Really good game.
Yeah, so we've got several finals in the books and a couple more coming down to the wire here. Marian Catholic's inside 3.5 minutes, so they've got a commanding lead, 33-12 over Leo. St. Viator has a football at the Bennett 30-yard line, down 23-13, with just about it looks like 8 minutes left. Boy, Cooper Komet is something else. He can really scramble. Bennett's had him dead to rights several times in the backfield, and he is slippery. Finds a way to get rid of the football, or takes the ball himself. He is just a dangerous quarterback.
So Marist doinks the extra point, Dan, off the field goal post.
Unbelievable.
They're up 30-24 right now in the second overtime. Joliet Catholic now gets their offensive possession starting from the 10-yard line, their first play here, and they run it in for a touchdown.
Wow.
So it's going to come down to the extra point.
Pending the extra point.
Yeah, which that's why we say it, Dan, because, it's pending because it has a lot of meaning.
Yeah, right. It does.
Yeah, Marist kicker just kicked it right off the left goal post. Joliet Catholic's lined up here now for the extra point. Trying to freeze them. Call a timeout.
Sure.
Call a timeout. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but that's all. This is the only game I got left, Dan. You've got Bennett Viator, right? How much time left to go in that game?
7 minutes and 54 seconds in the game. I've also got one of the longest games I've ever seen at Marian Catholic and Leo. That has 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
All right.
Stoppages of play in both these games quite a bit. It happens, right? It's high school football.
It does.
High school officials. They just chat a lot, right? There's never that one Ed Hockley type that comes in and says, this is the play or this is what happened, and that's over. So
yeah, plus they don't get to see each other that much, Dan. So, when they do, it's time to chat.
It's a little coffee clutch.
Take a little time.
Right.
Joliet Catholic, guess what? They make the extra point, Dan. Joliet Catholic wins in double overtime, 31-30 over Marist.
Wow, what a football game. Boy, so two teams that have kind of skyrocketed up the top 25 go down to defeat tonight in Marist at Joliet Catholic, and St. Francis at home against St. Rita, 31-13, I think the final was there. So yeah, this league will do it to you, that's for sure.
Yeah, so I got nothing to watch now, Dan. So it's all you.
All right.
No, but hey, let me give some scores first, right?
All right. Yeah.
So Mount Carmel over St. Ignatius, 45-24. Let's see, Nazareth over IC, 33-0. DePaul Prep over St. Patrick, 41-0. So a couple of shutouts here. Joliet Catholic, as we just mentioned, over Marist in double overtime, 31-30. Marmion beats De La Salle, 35-0. And St. Lawrence over Carmel, 17-14.
Okay. All right. Well, that's That's a good wrap up, Joe. So yeah, I've got still have 2 games here. It looks like Leo's trying to make it a game. They
Are they really
incomplete in
good
the
for
end
them?
zone. Yeah,
Yeah.
incomplete. Now they're trying to score. I don't know if they can make it a game. There's just not enough time left.
Okay.
But at least they're moving the football. And St. Viator is absolutely making it a game. Cooper Komet has just put this team on his shoulders. He is just unreal. They are driving down. They're down to the Bennett. Looks like they're right at about the 20-yard, 15-yard line of Bennett with 6 minutes and 32 seconds left in the football game, Joe.
Yeah. So Bennett scored 23 points in the first half, right, Dan?
Yeah,
And they haven't scored a point
stagnated. It
in the
looked like
second.
maybe they turned the ball over after a big play earlier in the third quarter. That gave the ball back to St. Viator. St. Viator's been able to score. Like I said, Cooper Komet's just been unbelievable. Scrambling, finding open receivers. The scramble drill's just been awesome for St. Viator. So
Okay. Yeah. And how much time left to go in that game, Dan?
there is about wow, he's doing it again. Jeez, something else. There is 6 minutes and 20 seconds left. Boy, Bennett just had him for a 10-yard loss. Scrambles out, gains 5 yards. He's taking a little bit of a beating. Big Liam Rooney just pounced on him. So the teams are starting to get a little tired now. You can tell Bennett's defense is a little tired,
Yeah.
chasing them around like that.
And that's 23-17?
23-13.
23-13.
23-13. Yep.
So there's still 2 scores down to Bennett with what, 5.5 minutes, 5 minutes, something
5
like that?
minutes and 43 seconds.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's about 3rd and 6 right now.
That's a good game. If I was at that game, I'd be on the edge of my seat,
Right.
biting my nails, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, St. Viator's got some guys playing really hard. Both teams are playing really hard right now.
Yeah. So, obviously Cooper Komet is outstanding player. We mentioned that a bunch of times. Who's some of his biggest targets tonight, or is he doing it mostly by himself, Dan?
No, he's spreading the ball around, Joe. So
Yeah.
a little bit of Davion
Ellis.
yeah, and then he's doing a lot himself. They are lined up, Joe, for a field goal right now. So it is 4th and 4 at Bennett's 10. So they're gonna try and take the points here to make it that 1-score game.
All right, good.
And they convert. Boy, it looked like the snap bounced. The holder bobbled it, got it down, and the kicker converted. So good job by St. Viator's kicker to make that game. Now that is 23-16 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left.
So for Bennett, they've got to get the ball on offense here. They've got to control and march the ball down the field. They've got to eat up the clock, right?
Yeah, that's what they're going to – both teams have all their timeouts. So St. Viator will be able to stop the ball. They've also got a really quick score offense. They can score in a hurry. So they don't need much time on the clock. So we'll see if Bennett's able to control. They have been able to run the ball a little bit tonight, but the majority of their work has been done with the passing game from Ryan Kabaki and Luke Doyle. So he's had a big game in this game. So we'll see.
Anything with Marty Rogowski? I know.
Yeah, he's been on. I think he may have scored their first touchdown. So he may have a score in this game. So Joe, quick update: Leo did score to make it 33-18. So that's late in this game. So Marian Catholic has that one in hand, but Leo did score. Nice drive put together. So Leo makes it 33-18 late in the fourth quarter.
Okay. All right. So we are down to the Bennett Viator game. What was the score again? The Leo game?
It's in the Leo game. It is 33-18. Oh, St. Viator just went for an onside kick. Wow, that surprises me a little bit. So they give Bennett recovers. They get the ball at the 50-yard line. So that's a surprise with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left that they wouldn't play the field position game with that. So interesting decision by St. Viator. Sometimes you got to take some of these chances. So Bennett will have it 1st and 10 at right at midfield, Joe. Right at midfield. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left.
All right. So if you're your head coach, Dan, for Bennett, what do you do here?
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Run the ball.
Who do you give it to? You give it to whoever can gain yards.
yeah. It looks like Bennett kind of does running back, maybe by committee, and they throw the ball on the first play.
Right.
They went deep. Oh, they got a pass interference call. Boy, this is.
They lucked out, or.
I don't know. I feel like, these coordinators are getting smart. The officials just really seem to struggle with pass interference. In my opinion, this is all my opinion. I think they should take a full day in the summer to have kids run deep routes and watch and have someone tell them what is and what isn't pass interference. That looked like really good defense to me. By St. Viator. We've got an injury on the field. Joe, the wide receiver, looks like could be cramp related, but
still cramping. Yeah, it is warm. Still warm.
71 degrees at 10:15. So we've got another day or two. Then we'll be happy we're in the studio.
I cramped today, Dan, when I went outside just to water my grass. So that tells you where I'm at.
Right. I thought I was going to cramp doing the dishes. So I thought, oh, I've got a cramp coming. Seriously.
Doing the dishes. You bent over to put it into the dishwasher, and
that's it.
That's hammy.
Oh, yep. It was a hamstring.
Calf.
No, it was a hamstring.
All right.
Joe, it looks like we've lost the feed for Marian Catholic and Leo.
Oh, okay.
So that one we're gonna call it a Marian Catholic win. We won't have a final score, but a Marian Catholic win against Leo tonight. So
okay,
real quick, Joe, I'll go while they're getting the Bennett player off the field. Looks like he's okay, but I had Loyola win 28-21 over Brother Rice early. That game started at 6:30, so that was over early. I had Fenwick over Montini, 14-10, in a tight game there. A bit of a surprise tonight. St. Rita goes to St. Francis, and they beat St. Francis 31-13. Also had Providence. Providence shut out Notre Dame 14-0 in a defensive struggle at Providence. So just kind of a quick wrap on some of the games that I have going on. And looks like the Marian Catholic one, that feed is gone. They may have shut it down. So someone wanted to get out of that booth.
Now, was that on Facebook, Dan? Is that where you found it?
That game was on Facebook, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you have a running clock? Do you have a clock on Facebook? You've got 3 hours to wrap this up.
Plus, the students are like, you know what? I am ready to go. There's a party that started at 10. Right. And we've got to get out of here.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, or you just leave the camera running and you leave.
Right. We've seen that plenty of times in these games, right? Someone sets up the camera and walks away. Yeah. So that's all right, though.
Yeah.
It's great to have these feeds.
Yeah. Any preliminary people you've seen or players you've seen tonight that maybe would be hold on. Wait.
Okay.
All right. Hold on.
I know where you're going. There he is.
There he is. I have to say I don't have any yet. I have to go back and look at it, but let me know. What do you think?
Joe, I've got games that I'm kind of looking at here that where I feel like I've seen, some of these.
Love that growl.
Yeah,
love that growl. That's a Zuko. Zuko's dog of the week, people. We announce that every week in our recap episode, which we release on Monday morning. So make sure you come and listen to it, and we'll also tell you who Zuko's dog of the week is for week 4.
Yeah. So Joe, both the Providence game was a great defensive game. So definitely looking at Providence for someone, and also Fenwick's defensive effort was outstanding against Montini. Joan, as we speak here, we've got a turnover. So Bennett tried to throw the ball deep down the middle of the field, interception by St. Viator, and of course after the return, there's a penalty that brings it out to the 42-yard line of St. Viator with 4 minutes left. St. Viator has the ball, trying to tie this game.
So the score is 23-16. Is that
23
what it
to
is?
16. Yep.
Okay. And is there a reason they're throwing the ball deep down the middle of the field that you can figure out, or what?
Hey, they've had success. It's kind of
All
what
right.
they do.
Looking for an
So
interference penalty or something?
I don't know. It wasn't that kind of a route. It was kind of
right.
a post. So not one that you're going to get. They did fight for the ball a little bit. We've got, looks like could be a penalty here on St. Viator just completed a pass over the middle. They tried a trick play. It was like a double reverse flea flicker back to Komet. There was no one open downfield. I think he wanted to go downfield, but he ended up dumping it off into the backfield, and they got a decent run, but it looks like there's perhaps a penalty, maybe a block in the back. But the officials are conferring, Joe.
All right. Yeah. So the officials are really kind of, coming to the forefront at the end of this game, aren't they, Dan?
Yeah, they really are. So, and we see some more cramping here. So we've got a cramp game going on.
Yeah, we're not over that yet.
No.
Right. This might be the last week, though, Dan. With the warm temperatures, we're going to get into more fall-like weather, I'm sure, coming up.
And I know all the teams will be happy for that. They are as nice as it is for you and I to be out on the patio.
Right.
It is not much fun to practice in. So, Joe, it looks like the penalties were offsetting, so they're going to replay that first down. It's this. Now, I said the Leo and Marian Catholic game was the longest game in this might be up there. So this game started right on time. So we're pushing 3 hours, and we still have 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. So Both these teams like to throw the ball. So there's a lot. The clock stops a lot. So it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So we were talking a little bit ago, Dan, about which games we might look at and players we might look at this week for the Zuko's Dog of the Week. And I said I didn't have any that came to mind, but I have a couple games that I'm going to look at to see.
Oh yeah, we'll probably have to discuss and review.
A couple shutouts, right? So Nazareth shutout IC 33-0. Must have been some really good defensive play there.
Yeah,
on some of the players. You've got DePaul Prep shuts out St. Patrick 41-0.
Yeah.
Got to have some good defensive plays there as well. Low scoring games, Carmel and St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence wins that game over Carmel 17-14. There's got to be some players in there too, Dan, that that we'd want to look at. So and plus the Joliet Catholic and Marist game, double overtime. Joliet Catholic wins 31-30, but it was tied up at the end of regulation, 21-21, I believe. So there's going to be some good candidates out there, Dan, for Zuko's Dog of the Week.
Oh yeah, week. There always is in this league for sure.
And let's see, were there any other scores? Oh, the only other one I didn't mention there was so Marmion shuts out De La Salle as well, 35-0. So
Yeah,
yeah,
got
that's
some
good.
good defensive games here. So it's there's always plenty of people to be in the pound, and we'll definitely be able to find our dog of the week.
Yes.
Joe, we've got just to give you an update on St. Viator and Bennett. We've got
Okay.
third and 13 for St. Viator at their 39. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left. So Bennett's trying to put together a defensive stand here to hold off St. Viator. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. You know, Cooper Komet, the guy is something else with the football. So
Okay. Hopefully they can contain him.
Yeah, well, it's now fourth down. It's going to be 4th and 13. This might be the ball game. St. Viator still has 2 timeouts, so we'll see if we'll see what St. Viator comes up with here. They've tried a lot of trickeration, Joe. So there's
trickeration. I like that word, Dan.
a lot of reverse pass and so it'll be interesting. So they're lined up here for 4th down. 4th and 13. So we'll see what happens here on 4th down. Again, Cooper Komet's just been outstanding this entire game. So we'll see. He's throwing it deep down the field. Looks like Bennett knocked it down. They'll take over. They'll take over the football.
No penalty.
I don't see one. I don't see one.
Yeah.
Coach Passarella's going to be mad at you.
Why?
We picked him though, right?
We did.
We did pick him. Yes. Yeah. Your Red Wing ploofs are coming out of your shirt.
They are. You know, I had to adjust my background today, although there is right there, that is a Bennett picture, Dan. You can't really see it, but
yeah, no, it looks like it's from 1933.
It's 1933. Yeah,
Yes.
I've got my helmet on, you know,
Right.
in that game. Yeah,
With
it's when I was a freshman, you know.
Oh,
so
boy. So you have the ear helmet. Is that one?
The big ears helmet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's a picture right up there. Right
awesome.
up there. Yeah.
Joe, why don't you give us a couple scores while we're transitioning here? We've got Bennett taking over here. See if they can run out the clock.
Let me see. What scores do I got for you, Dan? I've got Carmel and St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence comes out with the win at Carmel, 17-14. So St. Lawrence stays undefeated, right, Dan? And Carmel goes to 2-2. Good start for St. Lawrence. Marmion, 35-0 over De La Salle. You know, kind of a game we expected on that one, Dan. You know, maybe not quite the score there, but you know, Marmion, they moved to I think they're 3-1 now.
3-1.
Yeah. Joliet Catholic and Marist, great game. This came down to the wire, Dan. Double overtime. Marist scores in double overtime and then misses the extra point. They go up 30-24 over Joliet Catholic. Joliet Catholic scores on their first play in the second overtime, and they make the extra point, and they win 31-30 over Marist. So really good game there, Dan. DePaul Prep put it away early against a good St. Patrick defense. DePaul Prep puts up 41 points. They win 41-0 over St. Patrick. Juju Rodriguez, Braden Peavy with you know, both were good games. Let's see who else scored in that game. I believe the running back Martinez scored a touchdown as well. So DePaul's offense is really humming here. They go 4-0, Dan. DePaul.
Yeah, they're 4-0. Okay.
Team you and I liked, you know, at the very beginning of the year, and said they were on the rise, and sure enough, here they are, 4-0. We've got Nazareth versus IC. Nazareth comes away with a 33-0 win. Bit of a surprise here, the score, I think, Dan.
Sure.
But big win for Nazareth. They go 3-1. IC now goes 1-2. And then Mount Carmel and Ignatius. Mount Carmel wins that game 45-24.
Awesome. Okay. Well, it looks like Joe St. Viator's out of timeouts. Bennett got a first down. So there's 1 minute and 16 seconds left. Bennett has second and 6 on St. Viator's 20. They can take a knee, I think, here, and St. Viator can't stop the clock. So it looks like Bennett's gonna win this game between 2 3-0 teams. Bennett will move to 4-0, and St. Viator will be 3-1. So we'll have to eat a little crow at the alma mater this week. But
yeah.
But, that's okay. And
That's
then
okay.
Yeah,
it is okay.
So more recently we had Marian Catholic over Leo 33-18. That went final a little while ago. Earlier in the night, St. Rita goes to St. Francis and wins 31-13. So kind of a big score there. The game was closer than that. I'll say that's got away from them. There was a late score by St. Rita. Loyola gets a 28-21 victory over Brother Rice. So they have Loyola gets a win at home for the first time on a Friday night. Then we had a Fenwick, a 14-10 victory. Good game, good defensive game for Fenwick.
Yeah,
they played well, so they get a 14-10 victory. And then another shutout, Joe. Providence 14-0 over Notre Dame. So Providence gets a much needed win. Notre Dame. Let's see, what's schedule? What did they move to then?
I think they were 2-1, right? So they must go to 2-2 now.
Yeah. So you're right. They do. They moved to 2-2. So Bennett hangs on. This is going to go final here. Teams are lining up for a handshake line. So Bennett scores 23 in the first half. St. Viator scores 16 in the second half, but Bennett's defense holds when it needed to late in the game. So Bennett moves to 4-0. St. Viator to 3-1 in the purple division. So so another really good week, Joe, of games that we had.
Yeah, I'm surprised at the number of shutouts, Dan, at this point in the season, right? I think last week we said how good the offenses were.
Yeah.
This week we're going to say how good some of the defenses are with all the shutouts. I'm kind of surprised with the number of shutouts. If there would be one thing that we talked about, what we learned from last week. Well, what I learned from tonight is that there's still some really good defenses in the CCL, teams that can shut out the other teams still. So I think we have four or five shutouts, 4 shutouts.
Yeah. Joe, what I think I'm going to take away from this week is just how tight a lot of these games are going to be. We still have some of our lopsided games, week in and week out, but boy, these teams, you've got some of the teams that have kind of separated themselves maybe offensively in Mount Carmel, Nazareth, but a lot of these games are tight games, and picking them, while it's fun to do, I don't know how much we're going to be right. I don't think we're ever going to have a week where we go 10-2 or 9-3. Maybe you did.
I think I might have went 9-3, Dan.
Seriously?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. But yeah, these are tight games.
But I'll let you know. I'll let you know for sure on. Let's see. Our episode. Come back and listen. Make sure you catch our Monday morning episode of our recap, our quick hits recap, and we'll be sure to talk about how we did on our predictions, Dan.
Awesome. Yep. This was fun once again.
Yep. Fun once again. Thank you, everybody who joined tonight and listened in to our Friday Night Blitz segment for week 4. Some great games. I think we just gave you all the final scores. Do we need to give them again, Dan, or you think we're good?
Up to you. If you want to roll through them again, you can.
All right. I'll go quick, real quickly through them. So Mount Carmel over Ignatius, 45-24. Nazareth over IC, 33-0. DePaul Prep over St. Patrick, 41-0. Joliet Catholic over Marist in double overtime, 31-30. Marmion over De La Salle, 35-0. Carmel loses to St. Lawrence, 17-14. What are yours, Dan, real quick?
All right, Loyola over Brother Rice, 28-21. Then St. Rita over St. Francis, 31-13. We had let's see, I had Providence over Notre Dame, 14-0. Bennett over St. Viator, 23-16. I had Marian Catholic over Leo, 33-18, and Fenwick over Montini, 14-10.
All right. So there you go, everybody. There's the scores for week 4. Again, a great week of football in the Chicago Catholic League. Make sure you tune in for our episodes coming up this week. We'll have our quick hits recap coming up Monday morning. We'll have our preview and predictions with the prognosticus coming up on Thursday, and then another Friday Night Blitz segment next week. So thanks for listening, and we will talk to you soon.
See you, everyone. Thank you.